Hey mamas, I know that all of you want to create the safest possible environment for your baby to grow and thrive. And one of the ways to do that is to eliminate toxins from your body. And there are so many ways to eliminate unwanted toxins from your body during pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. And it helps you stay healthy and feel balanced throughout every stage. So one of the best ways to help promote a healthy body and balanced hormones and a peaceful mind are using essential oils. But I know with so many essential oils out there, it can be hard to know where to start. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about my top essential oils and how to use them for pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. I'm Bridget and I'm a birth doula in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I love helping moms love their birth. For more tips and tricks for a healthy and empowered pregnancy, birth, and postpartum period, make sure you are subscribed to this channel and hit the little bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. So pregnancy, birth, and postpartum often come with their own set of aches and pains, as well as those normal illnesses or discomforts that we all face. I fell in love with essential oils during my pregnancy as it allowed me to ease so many of my discomforts and really proved so useful to me during birth and then recovering afterward, and then even now as a mama. So by the end of this video, you're going to have several of my favorite essential oils that I think you will fall in love with too. So first of all, what are essential oils? So essential oils are liquids that are derived and distilled from plants, and they provide a really powerful remedy for our bodies. Now, when you choose an essential oil, you want to make sure that it is 100% pure so that you know that you're using it safely and effectively, because only when an essential oil is a therapeutic grade oil will it be able to be absorbed into the cells and then ultimately help and remedy whatever you're trying to target. So the brand that I use is Acacia, and there are lots of great brands out there for you to use like doTERRA, Young Living, and Revive. So if you are already using those are really awesome. Keep using them. And if you aren't sure which ones to try out, I use these ones, but any of those will do as well. I love Acacia because I can get it at my local health store, and I can even find some of their oils on Amazon, but they're still totally pure and therapeutic grade, which is obviously what's most important. And I love that they're easy to get, easy to access, but they're still top of the line. If you're interested in them and you want to learn more about them and kind of the process that they undergo for caring for their oils and making their oils, I'll link their website down below so you can click on that and check them out. So let's jump into using essential oils during pregnancy. And my top 4 for pregnancy are lavender, peppermint, lemon, and geranium. Now, there are so many essential oils that can be used for so many different things, but it would literally take me hours to talk about it all, which is why I'm only giving you my top 4, because they are so versatile and can be used for so many different things throughout your pregnancy. So one thing that mamas often have to deal with during pregnancy, especially during that first trimester, is nausea and vomiting due to morning sickness. And if you're struggling with morning sickness, peppermint and lemon essential oils can help so much with easing that upset stomach. So you can either use them separately and just sniff them directly from the bottle, or you can put a drop in your water, one of peppermint, one of lemon, you can put it in your tea, or you can just drop it directly on your tongue, and it can help be a diversion from any yucky scents you're smelling or food aversions that you might be having. So these 2 oils were lifesavers for me during my first trimester as I was dealing with some serious morning sickness. And if you haven't already watched my YouTube video on morning sickness, I'm going to link it up here because I really think that using some essential oils coupled with the methods that I talk about in this video that I'll link up here can really help you manage your morning sickness. So along with morning sickness, a lot of pregnant mamas also are facing anxiety and sleeplessness because let's face it, you're maybe worried about finishing out your job until the end of your pregnancy, or worried about birth, or worried about motherhood. And so that anxiety and sleeplessness can really be helped by lavender and geranium. In fact, studies have been done on using aromatherapy during pregnancy, and they've actually found that aromatherapy has a significant impact on decreasing tension and anxiety, which is so important for you as you are preparing for your birth experience. So using lavender and geranium as aromatherapy can be so beneficial to help decrease that stress during pregnancy, and can even be used during birth to help with any nerves that you might be feeling then as well. I always bring my diffuser and my oils with me to mama's births and always get comments from nurses when they come in the room about how calming and nice the environment smells. Now, if you don't have a diffuser to diffuse essential oils, I will link one down below that works perfectly for all your aromatherapy needs and is really affordable as well. So if you're going to use lavender and geranium to diffuse during your pregnancy, you just add a few drops of each, maybe 3 to 5, depending on how big your diffuser is, and then fill it up with water and then diffuse it throughout the house or at work or in the car or wherever you are. And it's just going to help you stay grounded, stay calm, and stay relaxed. So also while you're pregnant, you want to be avoiding a lot of the over-the-counter stuff that you get to treat like colds and coughs and allergies. And I know for me, allergies can really be a kick in the butt. And so if you struggle with allergies, you can actually make a blend to help relieve some of those symptoms. And you just use 2 drops of lavender, 2 drops of lemon, and 2 drops of peppermint. And you add it to a teaspoon of coconut oil, and then you apply it to the bottom of your feet. You can put it on your temples, and you can even put some under your nose. And it really can help alleviate some of those symptoms that come along with allergies and the common cold. Now, I will say that when you combine it with a carrier oil like coconut oil, you're going to want it to be in liquid form already to make it easier to combine those essential oils. So if you are going to use coconut oil, you can melt it first and then add the oils, or you can just use fractionated oil or olive oil or grapeseed oil, which is already in liquid form, and then just add the essential oils to it then. And the last thing about these oils during pregnancy is using geranium to help reduce swelling that you might be experiencing, especially during the end of your pregnancy. So it's really common that as you get further into your pregnancy, a lot of times women are going to get swollen ankles. And so it can be really uncomfortable, and a good way to kind of manage that swelling is to use geranium. So you just do 4 drops of geranium into a tablespoon of that carrier oil, like grapeseed oil, vitamin E oil, coconut oil, really whatever oil you want, and then apply a bit of it to your ankles or where swelling happens most in your pregnancy. So not only will geranium help kind of ease that swelling a little bit, but applying that oil is just a good excuse for your partner to give you a foot massage, which is just always a good idea. So there are so many different uses and so many different essential oils during pregnancy, but these are the main ones that have provided the most help to me during my pregnancy and to other mamas in their pregnancies. So hopefully if you haven't started on your essential oil journey yet, this will help you kind of just get your toes wet and get you started during your pregnancy. Now for birth, my top 3 essential oils are clary sage, lavender, and peppermint. And I know that I already talked about lavender and peppermint, but it just shows how versatile and how amazing lavender and peppermint are and can basically work in every part of your life. But clary sage is a new one, and I love using it for labor because it can really help with the effectiveness of your contractions while also making them more manageable. Now, clary sage should really only be used during birth, or if you are getting close to your due date and you want to try to naturally induce, because clary sage can start that labor, and so you want to make sure that you are using it at an appropriate time and not too early in your pregnancy. So most of the time, diffusing it during labor is going to work great, and it also provides a perfectly distracting and calming scent that is another way to help cope through those contractions. And so when you're diffusing it, you're just going to add 3 to 5 drops to your diffuser, add the rest with water, and then let it start diffusing. So along with diffusing it, you can also apply this essential oil along with a tablespoon of a carrier oil and apply it to acupressure points on your hands, right here, and then on your ankles, 4 finger widths above your ankles. That's another acupressure spot, and then on your lower back as well as your abdomen. And again, that's just going to help with those contractions, making them more effective, but also more manageable. So that's clary sage for birth. And now lavender essential oil during labor provides a really just calming effect for mama. So if you're diffusing it while you're maintaining your calm and deep breaths, you can really experience that deep relaxation through labor. Lavender can also really help avoid having high blood pressure during labor and experiencing tachycardia, which is having an elevated heart rate for either mama or for baby during labor. So again, lavender is great with just keeping the room calm and relaxed and can actually help your body and baby at a cellular level to stay relaxed as well. So the last essential oil for labor that I always have on hand is peppermint. Now, labor can be long, mama, so having things that give you a quick pick-me-up can be a real game changer in your birth experience. Peppermint can help mama feel energized after a long night of labor. It can offer just a little bit of extra support that she needs to keep going, along with other energizers that you're using like honey sticks or music or showers or anything that offers mama that support or that boost of energy that she needs to keep going. And just like peppermint can help with nausea during pregnancy, it can also help with labor as well. So it's not uncommon that during transition, as you move closer to the pushing stage of labor, that you get a bout of nausea. And so having some peppermint close by that you can just smell or put on the sheet next to you or to be diffusing can really help keep that nausea at bay. And lastly, it's great to have peppermint on hand as well, because as you are in that pushing stage of labor, it's super common that mamas poop while pushing. And if you're a first-time mama thinking about that right now, you're probably a bit horrified, but please don't worry about it. Pooping is such a normal part of labor and is actually a sign that you are pushing effectively. But having peppermint close by to shake a few drops on the sheet again, or if you're already diffusing it, can really just help you not even notice that anything happened at all. So those are my top 3 oils for labor, and I use all 3 of them at every birth that I attend, and I use them at my own as well. And unless you're really sensitive to smells, they're really helpful and effective with creating a birth space that feels calm. It helps you stay rejuvenated and actually helps you progress through labor. Now for postpartum, my top essential oils are fennel, clary sage, frankincense, and lavender. So fennel and clary sage are great to help promote milk production and can be taken orally by dropping in just 1 drop of each essential oil, fennel and clary sage, into like a teaspoon of honey or 4 ounces of a beverage like tea or milk. And you've already been using clary sage during birth potentially, so that can already give you kind of like a kickstart for that milk production. Now be cautious of using fennel because you don't want to use it more than 10 days because it can act as a diuretic, which can cause you to be peeing too frequently. But during those initial few days after birth, using that fennel and clary sage can really help as your milk comes in. So along with milk production, clary sage may also help with postpartum cramping, which happens because your uterus is shrinking back down to its pre-pregnancy size. So just like in labor, it helped with the effectiveness of those contractions, but also helped with the management of them. Using clary sage can help ease the symptoms and discomfort of that cramping, which often comes about when you're nursing, because when you're nursing, you're triggered oxytocin, and that oxytocin is what's causing your uterus to shrink back down. But using that clary sage can really help ease that discomfort while it's also encouraging that shrinkage to continue. Frankincense is another go-to for postpartum for a few different reasons, and the first is that it's great for helping mamas feel settled, grounded, and relaxed. Frankincense is actually often used to combat depression, which is really helpful if you are worried about experiencing postpartum depression or if you are currently facing it. Now, if you are experiencing postpartum depression, please don't just rely on essential oils. Make sure you're talking to your partner and you're talking to your doctor and seeking out the help that you need that will make you feel like yourself and the amazing mama that you already are. If you're dealing with baby blues, frankincense can really help uplift your mood and help you feel more secure during this really big time of transition. So along with frankincense being a mood enhancer, it's also great for your skin, which is probably going to be affected by your fluctuating hormones. Frankincense helps balance out those hormones, which in turn will help your skin feel and look glowy, clean, and smooth. I absolutely love how frankincense smells, and I apply it to my face using 1 or 2 drops of it diluted in about a teaspoon of jojoba oil, and it just makes me feel like super clean and glowy, and I love the way that it feels and smells. If you get some frankincense essential oil, try it out and let me know what you think. I personally love it, but I would love to hear your feedback, whether or not it works for you, whether or not you like it. And then the last oil for postpartum is, of course, lavender. And it's been a favorite of mine throughout every stage of this childbearing year, from pregnancy to birth and now to postpartum. Lavender is so highly researched, which is probably why I love it so much for so many different things. But for postpartum, lavender essential oil can be used for almost everything from wound healing to mood boosting. Now, after giving birth, your vagina and surrounding body parts are likely to be pretty sore and possibly even injured a little bit. Small tears are pretty common during labor and shouldn't be something that makes you scared, and bigger tears can be avoided using proper breathing and pushing methods. I talk all about tearing in this video that I'm linking right up here, and you should definitely check it out after this video. So for healing or soothing your vulva and vagina, lavender is so helpful. You can use it by dropping 2 or 3 drops of essential oil directly on your pad, or make some padsicles for ultimate healing. If you don't know what I'm talking about when I mention padsicles, this video up here will explain what they are and then walk you through making them. And trust me, if you make them and use them for your postpartum recovery, they will make you feel so incredible. I also go more into depth in that video about why lavender is so beneficial for wound healing. So a common thread between lavender and every stage we've talked about, from pregnancy to birth and now on to postpartum, is its calming ability. Studies on lavender oil aromatherapy have shown to be effective in managing anxiety and depression. So whether you're actually struggling with depression or just feeling stressed from all the duties of motherhood, using lavender can really restore a sense of calm within. Again, I think the more that you can use deep breathing and relaxation techniques along with lavender, or any of the essential oils for that matter, the more effective they are going to be in managing stress, anxiety, or depression. And so those are my postpartum essential oils. I hope this video has helped give you an idea of where to start with essential oils. As always, make sure your care provider is on board with you using essential oils during your pregnancy, especially if you are experiencing a more high-risk pregnancy or birth. And if you want to get these essential oils for yourself, I will link them all down below, or you can find them on your own. But remember, you only want the best oils that are 100% pure and therapeutic grade oils. So if you start using these oils, let me know what you think. I'd love to see how you incorporate them into your daily life. So thanks for being with me in this video, mamas, and I will see you in the next one.